did a bit of poking around before recording, trying to work out if the Famicom game Jackie Chan came out at the point when Jackie Chan was the biggest movie star in the world. And it's kind of inconclusive. Okay, biggest star in the world is always a thing that will be nebulous, and he was already huge at this point, but I also think that the movies that took him from being some kung fu guy to major box office draw in the West didn't happen for a few more years. Of course, this is Jackie Chan's second appearance on the Famicom. He was also the main character in the film Spartan X, which was the basis for an early hit and better known overseas as Kung Fu. In this Jackie Chan game, his girlfriend has been kidnapped, so Jackie sets off on a quest across 5 levels to get her back. And these aren't small levels either, they're subdivided into roughly 5 regions each. The A button jumps, the B button attacks, and of course your attack is exactly what you'd expect here. Punches and kicks rule the day. Besides those attacks, if you hold down B for a few seconds, Jackie will charge up a ranged shot. It'll fire off when you release the button, and if you keep holding down the button, it eventually goes away. You can only fire this shot 5 times, but it is very useful for clearing out some of the tougher enemies. There's one way to recover these shots, and that's to collect orbs from enemies that you defeat. Although enemies that you shoot don't drop orbs. When you collect 50 of them, you'll fully recharge your health and shots. The thing is though, I never managed to collect 50. You only get 1 life in Jackie Chan, and while there are 5 continues, using a continue resets your orb count to 0. And there might be between 20 to 30 enemies per stage. So assuming you play really well, you might be able to use this once per game. You'll sometimes see frogs hopping around, and if you hit these, they drop power-ups. The frogs themselves don't hurt you. A bowl of ramen will restore some of your health, while the rest of the things that the frog drops are special moves that do extra damage. You activate them by holding up and pressing B, and they're all essentially just kicks. You've got a big upward kick, and you've got a spin kick. These have a limited number of uses, so you probably want to reserve them for the tougher foes that take multiple hits to defeat. The level design in Jackie Chan is actually pretty good. It's easily the best thing in the game. Like on the first stage, if you stand underneath the waterfalls, you'll eventually get pushed through the floor. Or this stage involves climbing upward, jumping on rocketing turtles over and over again. And on these bouncy clouds, if you fall down, a giant kicks you back up. You can't die by falling off the bottom of the screen in Jackie Chan, but there's often something down there that will hurt you if you miss a jump. Almost every little sub-stage has its own distinctive gimmick to it, and that's what really salvages Jackie Chan from being just another platformer. The bosses, on the other hand, are, well, bosses. They're big guys with easy patterns that you kick in the obvious spot. There are also bonus stages you can find. You access them by collecting bells. In the first level, it's sitting out in the open, but on later levels they're invisible unless you walk to exactly the right place. Every stage has its own unique bonus level. On the first stage, you're trying to just keep bouncing on clouds. And on the 4th stage, you need to jump kick these guys who pop out at you. Depending on how well you do, you could recover your energy blast, restore your health to full, or earn an extra continue. If you find the game to be too difficult, there is a cheat code to help you. Enter this on the title screen when there is no continue option there, and you'll get a level select. The Famicom version of Jackie Chan was released almost simultaneously with a PC Engine version, and I believe that the PC Engine version was the target platform here. So the Famicom got the scaled down port. In fact, in Japan, people remember the PC Engine version, though the Famicom version does seem to have its share of fans. The thing is, Jackie Chan is a fine, but not exceptional game. The kind of thing that you could play and go, yeah, that was pretty good, and then not remember anything about it a week later. To me, the most memorable thing about it is how it doesn't have a proper manual. Instead, Hudson packed in a fold-out sheet of paper that had the instructions. It's a good game, and it shows a lot of technical skill behind it. In fact, I think you can see a lot of the PC Engine influences in its design, from the larger sprites to the graphic design on the stages. and it's a well-executed game, but it's just not one that gets me especially excited. Maybe if this game had a bit more acrobatic combat. I've played it, I've beaten it, I've enjoyed it, I don't feel a need to go back to it.